welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney. If you're new, welcome. Please excuse my face because I just plucked my eyebrows and my mustache and it is red, and yeah, so please ignore that. And there's hair all over my face because I didn't realize how bad my eyebrows were until I pressed record and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to pluck my eyebrows really bad. So please just ignore that. Today is a very exciting video because I got in front of me the Jeffree Star Morphe brush collection, and I've been waiting to film this because I wanted to wait for my sponges to get in. I actually ordered them separately because when I first made my purchase, I thought that the brushes came with the sponges for some weird reason. Not that they said it anywhere, but I just thought in my head like, oh, yeah, they're coming out with brushes and sponges. They're gonna be together in one little kit. That's super cool, but no, they don't, which is not a problem at all. I just kinda, I don't know, I was just being dumb. So yes, I had to wait for my sponges to come in, and I got both of these. The sponges were, so my mom actually is rescuing cats and trying to find them homes. So this is one of the kittens. Ow. Okay. So that is one of the kittens that my mom is actually trying to find a home for, and she's just meowing. He actually, I think it's a boy. He is just meowing over there, so if you hear it in the background, please do not, please stop, please. So if you hear it in the background, just ignore it. Sorry about that. But anyways, back to the video. Now I have cat hair on my mouth. Alright, so back to the brushes. This brush set comes with 7 brushes and not the sponges, so don't get confused like I did. These sponges actually come with 3. They came out with these like mini pink ones, and I thought they are so adorable and super cute, and I feel like that would be great for like a cream contour or maybe like a nose contour. And then of course my favorite Morphe sponge, but in pink. So I'm super excited to try this out. And then the brushes comes with a few face brushes and a few eye brushes, and I love the packaging. I love how it's pink and it's so Jeffree Star. If you don't know, I love Jeffree Star. I'm a big fan of Jeffree Star, and then also I'm a huge fan of Morphe, so this was like a must for me, so I'm so happy I got my hands on it. Unfortunately, a lot of people said that they were not able to get the brush set because it sold out so fast, but luckily I got a few extra, and I'm thinking about doing another giveaway within the next month or 2, and extra sponges to give back to my followers that have been so supportive of me. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm just gonna open this up. So it just comes with this super cute Morphe x Jeffree Star makeup brush case, and it's really good quality. And I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but this is $50 I believe, and the sponges is $16, which is really good for 3 sponges. And when you open it up, the brushes come in this plastic packaging, which is really good because you know that they are clean and safe and untouched. And you can take out this little piece right here, and then it will just become like a clear brush case, which I will be using because I travel a lot for either cheerleading or traveling to go see my family up north, and I just travel a lot, so this will come in handy when I do travel. Holy crap, I just said travel like 6 times in a sentence, whatever. So I'm just gonna open this up. So these are the brushes. I think I see 1, 2, 3, 4 face brushes and 3 eye brushes, and they all come with this cute handle that's like a icicle kind of like wand moment, and the bristles are pink. Some of the bristles are white, but the pink ones are so cute, and these are so soft. Oh my goodness. For $50 for 7 brushes, this is like amazing. Like the quality feels so great, and I've used brushes from Morphe before and they've all been hits for me. So yeah, I'm really excited to try these on my face. Alright, So here are the sponges. It comes in this little plastic tray and it feels exactly like the Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge, just pink. And then, of course, the two minis, which I am obsessed with. I can't wait to try these out. I actually wasn't a huge fan of Beauty Blender when they came out with like the mini sponges. I just didn't really get the hang of it and I didn't really like using them. But these have a flat end and I feel like you can just bake your nose contour really well with these. Maybe blend out a contour right here. I don't know. I just think it's super cute and I'm really excited to try these out. So I'm gonna go get these two wet and then I'll compare it to this little one and yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, so now that the sponge is wet, it actually got a lot bigger and a lot squishier, if that makes sense. It was not terribly hard when it first came out of the packaging, but it was harder than it is now. I'll show you one that's not open, and this one you can kind of tell that it grew a lot. And then for the small one, it looks like this now that it is wet. And then here is the one that's not. So it does grow quite a bit. So yeah, first we're gonna just prime our face, and I am not doing a super glam, super crazy look. I just wanna do a very natural, like makeup, no makeup look for today because I just have a lot of filming to do and I don't want a crazy eye in every single video that I make. So I don't have use for the foundation brush because of course I wanna use the sponge, and then also the eye brushes, I will only need one since I'm not doing a crazy look, but both of these are super soft and whichever one I use, I'm sure the other one will perform very well also. So let's try that out. So now that I've thought about it, I'm gonna do half my face with the brush on this side and then like the sponge on this side, just so I can review these for y'all, like use all of the brushes. I'm gonna try to use all of them with doing like a more natural look. But yeah, so I'm just gonna prime my face. I've been actually loving the Cover FX Gripping Primer. It really grabs onto the foundation that you put on your face and just helps it last all day long. I like keeping this primer on my forehead and around my face. I try to keep this area, like the T-zone area, open for a blurring primer. And this primer is but sticky when you put it on. So you can feel that it's like the foundation will really grip to this primer. And oh my gosh, I look crazy, I'm sorry. And then the blurring primer by Cover FX is really smoothing and I love that it has a tint. I just think it helps cover some of my pores and fills them in, and I just like keeping that in the center of my face and especially in my smile line areas because I get terrible smile lines. So I'm just gonna pat that in. I might have got way too much, but we'll make it work. So now that we're all primed, the foundation that I'm going to be using today is the Born This Way foundation. This is a medium to full coverage foundation. I have used this before and I do enjoy it. I like using it in the winter time when I have more dry skin. I feel like this is a great foundation for dry skin, but I hate like a super dewy foundation. So this is like a perfect natural foundation. So yeah, I'm just gonna dot this all over my face and then get started. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take the sponge on this side of my face. I might need a little more product right there. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the sponge and do this side of my face. Alright, so that is the sponge side. The sponge works exactly like the original Morphe Contour and Highlight Sponge. So yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be like crazy different. I knew that it was going to be the same. So love that sponge. The pink one is the exact same. Now to take the Jeffree Star JS1 brush on this side of my face. Okay, that that is the foundation all blended out with the sponge and the brush. The brush actually is very surprising to me. It did not leave any streaks along my face, which brushes usually do, and I'm really surprised, and I really enjoy both the sponge and the foundation brush. So next I'm going to be using the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and I love this concealer with the foundation. I feel like it looks super natural, and it doesn't look so full coverage to where it's like cakey, but it still covers up everything that you need to be covered. So I really enjoy this, and I'm just gonna apply that underneath my eyes and on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and on my chin. And to blend all of this out, I'm just going to be using the pointy side of the sponge. Okay, and then now we're just gonna hurry up and set all that with my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Pound Cake. Okay, now that my face is baking and looks a little crazy, we're gonna do our eyebrows. And he actually came out with a little spoolie eyebrow brush, and I'm so happy because these are my favorite types of brushes. I love a tiny little eyebrow brush and a spoolie on a brush because I love using pomades, and so yeah. So I'm just gonna use this to do my eyebrows, and yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to use one of these Neutrogena makeup wipes, and they're like the single ones. And I'm just gonna use this to take off the makeup on my lips because it looks so crazy. I hate foundation lips. I think it looks so weird. Okay, back to the brows. After I usually use a pomade on my brows, which I used the Ka-Brow Benefit brow pomade, I usually go in with a brow powder to set the pomade in place, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Duo in Ebony. So I just take the same brush I used and just darken up the areas that need to be darkened, and yeah. Okay, so the brows are completely done, and I do like this brush. It is not my absolutely favorite eyebrow brush, only because my favorite eyebrow brush is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I feel like the brush side is just so much like littler, and it's like really easy to make it precise on your eyebrows. But this is not a bad eyebrow brush. Like, for the price, I think this is great. It has a great spoolie. It blended my eyebrows out really well, and they don't look terrible. So I do like this brush, and I will continue to use it. Okay, next we need to wipe off all this bake, and I'm going to be using the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS2. So this is what the brush looks like. And I'm just gonna use this to wipe off all my bake. Okay, so yeah, I really like this brush. I think it's super soft. It wiped off all my bake perfectly, and yeah, it didn't like mess up my makeup or anything, and I think this is a great all over the face brush. Next, I'm going to be contouring, and to do contour, I'm just going to use this little brush, which is normally I don't use this small of a brush for contouring and bronzing, but today I've decided to try this out because it came in the set. This is the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS3, and it looks like this. And I kind of wanted to use this for cream contour, but I kind of forgot, so I'm just going to use it for regular contour, and I think this shade's going to be a little too dark right now for contour, but I'm going to try it out anyways. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Pressed Bronzing Powder in Almond, so I'm just going to contour my face. Alright, so I think it was a great contour brush. It was a little small for a face contour, but for the nose it worked really great. Next we're going to bronze the face, and the brush only came with one like powder brush, so I'm just going to use this same brush I used to wipe off the bake to powder. to bronze with. So I'm just gonna be using the Butter Bronzer in Deep Bronzer and just bronze the rest of my face. Okay, so again, this brush was amazing. It blended out all of the bronzer really pretty, and I really like it because it's super soft. I'm happy I got extra brush sets because I want to use one for wiping off my bake and like kind of powdering my face, and then one to bronze. Okay, so now I'm kind of excited for this part. I'm going to be using this tiny sponge to bake my contour with the same powder I used before, the Huda Beauty one. And I'm just going to dip this in the powder like so, and then just bake the bottom of my contour. And also I want to bake my nose contour, so I'm just going to take this and just stamp up the side of my nose, and this will help your nose contour look more clean and then also make it look more sharp, I guess you can say. Alright, so now that I have the baking on my face, I want to do my eyes, and like I said before, I want to make it super simple and just do a natural eye look. So I'm just going to take my bronzer. This is a great trick if you think your eyes look kind of like naked but you still want to put something on the eyelids. You can just take your bronzer with a brush. So I'm going to be taking the Morphe Jeffree Star JS5, and it looks like this. And I'm just going to take this brush and dip it in the bronzer and then buff it into my crease. I think this brush is absolutely great for more detailed eye looks because it has kind of a point on the end. I don't know if you can see that, but I feel like if I'm doing a crazy look and I need to get right in the crease, I feel like this brush would be so great. It kind of reminds me of the Morphe M441. It's like both like a blending brush with kind of a tip on it, but this tip is just a little more pointy at the top, so you can really get in there and blend your eyeshadow out. I don't have a use for this one, but this looks kind of like a tiny M433, I believe is the name. It looks like a tiny M433, and James Charles actually came out with like a small blending brush like this in his brush set, so I think this is very similar to that one. So this is what it looks like up close. And since I don't really have a use for this, I'm going to just take the contour shade that I took with this brush and just deepened the outer corner up just like a little tiny bit like that, to just deepen the eyes a little, but not too much because again, I want to look super natural. And then I'm going to use this brush just to buff a little on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the first brush and blend that out. Okay, now it's time to wipe off the bake. I use this one for bronzer, so I don't think this is the best brush to use to wipe off bake. So I'm just going to use a brush that I have, which is also Morphe. The Morphe, not that one. I'm just going to use this brush to wipe off my bake because it's clean. I'm just going to be using the Morphe M536 to just wipe all this off. So now this leads us to the last brush. This is the Morphe Jeffree Star JS4, and it looks like this. Okay, and this brush kind of looks like a Morphe 501 brush. It's just a highlighter brush, and it is amazing. I can already tell you that I'm gonna like this brush, so I'm just gonna be using the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter and highlight with this. So I'm just gonna finish the rest of my makeup real quick, just like some mascara and highlight my brow bone, and I'll be right back. Alright, so my makeup is completely done, and I'm just gonna do an overview of all of the brushes. I'm actually gonna start off with the sponge. The sponge was amazing. I loved it. It worked exactly the same as their original contour and highlight sponge, highlight and contour. I don't know which order it goes in, but it worked the exactly same, and it is so soft. And for an affordable sponge, I would definitely recommend this one. And the little minis that come in are absolutely great for baking your contour and your nose. I love this little sponge. And I do want to try it for concealer. I didn't today. I just used the tip of the big one, but I definitely want to try this little one for concealer also. The foundation brush was absolutely beautiful. It blended out my foundation perfectly. There was no streakiness. There was no like, it didn't take off the product. It just blended it out so beautifully on the face. And I will be reusing this. The powder brush was amazing also. It just wiped off my bake so beautifully underneath my eyes. And then also I used it to bronze my face. It just blended everything so great and it was super, super soft. Highly recommend this brush. This contour brush was little, but it is great for like a nose contour, like a very, not detailed, but just like a, if you're in a rush and you just want to do a quick nose contour, a quick contour, this is great. And it picks up product on the brush, but not too much product to where you're getting like too much product on your brush. You just, it's the right amount of product that this brush picks up. And yeah, I like it a lot and I'm excited. I want to use this brush for more cream contour products, so I'm going to try this out again with those products. The highlighting brush was amazing. I knew this was going to be amazing because I love the I love the Morphe M501. M501, I believe is the name. Oh, okay, here it is. So I have a brand new one right here. It is very similar to the Morphe 501, which is a great highlighting brush, and it worked the exact same. And it just blended out all my product on my face and gave me a nice glow. Next is the eyebrow double-ended brush, and the spoolie is so great for blending your eyeshadow product on your brows and doesn't make it look like clumpy. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hate when there's like so many like spaces on your eyebrows. So this just blends everything great. And then this is great for powder products. I recommend using a powder. For a pomade, I prefer something a little more smaller, but if you're just filling in your brows really quickly, I think this is a great brush. Don't get me wrong, I will use it for pomades also. I just prefer a smaller angled brush for a pomade, but it still worked great and I still love the brush. Alright, last but not least, we have the two blending brushes. These are just like the Morphe M441 and the M443, but a little smaller, and I love them. They blended out my eyeshadow very well, well, bronzer in this case. But I know I'm gonna love these. They're a little smaller and I like that because I have smaller eyes, so I feel like it's going to be easier to use these. And yeah, I'm really excited to try like a more glam look with these brushes. And yeah, so I think that is everything. Overall, this is a wonderful brush set, and if you can get your hands on it, I definitely would. For $50 for 7 brushes, that's great. Let's do the math. I don't really want to do the math. Anyways, so for 7 brushes, I think this is a great price. The sponges are only $16 for 3 sponges, and I didn't even use this. Oh. So $16 for the 3 sponges is a great deal, and I didn't even use this other sponge, so I don't even have to use a dirty sponge next time. I can just use this clean one because it came with 2. I really appreciate that. And yeah, the brushes are great, the sponges are great. I don't think Jeffree Star would put his name on products that aren't good. Like, he's never collabed with another brand before, so that's why I knew like I had to get these, because he would not put his name on a bad product. So I really do trust his products, and I'm so happy I got these. Keep your eye out for another giveaway within the next 2 months-ish. I'm gonna be putting it together. I do have a few giveaways going on right now. If you want to check those out, you can check them out on my Instagram, Sydney Skunberg. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry this video was kind of all over the place, but I like how my makeup looks right now, and I think that these brushes are amazing. So if you can get your hands on them, I definitely would go get them. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!